tonight, huh? Good.
Hello, I'm Bruce Jacobson, and you know some people wonder why I like to sleep late in the mornings. Okay, the crack of noon. Some people say, you are a lazy bum. Well, that's not completely true.
He walked in and he was smoking a cigarette. And I was like, who is this guy just rolling up in here smoking cigarettes in our house? So I went over to him and I was like, hey, you know, I chatted with him a little bit, made his acquaintance, and I was like, hey man, you mind maybe not smoking cigarettes in here? He didn't really say anything. He kind of turned and walked away and put his cigarette out, and he, without missing a beat, he came right back over and he was smoking a joint. So from that point forward, Bruce was always kind of allowed to just smoke in our house. We came to visit, and we were like, yeah, he's gonna do it anyway, so just let it go.
Bruce and I came into the market at more or less the same time, and Bruce has always been almost ubiquitous. I mean, you know, he's been kind of an entertainer, a celebrity, an agency guy. He's done a little bit of everything. So Bruce has always been around.
Bruce Jacobson is only maybe the coolest guy I know. He is an actual Roanoke advertising legend.
The thing about Bruce is he's a very easy guy to like. He's got a big heart. He's just a great guy. And everybody that knows him knows that.
See, I work hard for the money, 7 to midnight weeknights here on WROV. I mean, look at these calluses on my fingers from punching all these buttons. Oh, hope you can tune in. Because remember, without you, I would not exist. See ya.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ruth Westheimer. People ask me, is Bruce sexy?
Who cares?
Well, as I said, I've known Bruce for decades, over 50 years now. And we both started into the ad business about the same time. He took a different track. He came up through broadcasting, worked at WROV, and did a tremendous amount of voiceover work in the Valley. I've always admired that ability that he had to be able to speak directly to folks who are listening to the commercials. And I found that his gift was something that I think a lot of advertisers really fell in love with. Consequently, he's been doing it for, well gosh, he's got to be 70 now, and I think that that speaks well of his ability to carry on as he always has, with a very genuine love for the advertising business. Not only was he able to do the voiceover work, but he was a very creative guy, wrote a lot of good commercials.
I would just like to thank Bruce for his support, for the bands that we've had, and for all the entertainment we've had in the Valley, and for what he's contributed to the Valley in all his different aspects of entertainment, radio work, and advertising.
Well, Bruce and I have followed each other around, not intentionally, I might add, for decades, because we've done a lot of the same things in life. We've done, radio and television and voiceover work and what have you. So we've kind of followed each other around unintentionally for decades. And I can honestly tell Bruce that it seems like much longer.
He's like the sweetest guy, like behind the gruffness, under the, like all of the sort of, who he is, there's just this like real, just sweet, sort of caring kind of dude under there. And he's offered me a lot of advice and mentorship kind of stuff. He's really just a really good friend, but you know, whenever I've needed any kind of pointer or advice or just sort of general tips on career stuff, anything like that, Bruce is always one of those people that I can rely on to sort of point me in the right direction.
He's done everything, you know, and I know that others have said this too. He was a lead singer in a rock band here in town, and then he was a school teacher for 4 years. I can't even imagine what that must have been like. He was a radio disc jockey at the same station I was, WROV, although we did not work there at the same time. He was a TV host briefly for about a year or two here in the city, and now he has reinvented himself as a voiceover man and is doing great work not only here, well, he doesn't do much work here at all. Most of his work is national, and there are even You even hear him at other countries. So I'm very proud of him. He keeps reinventing himself. I don't know how many more inventions he has up his sleeve, but anyway.
I think the coolest thing about Bruce is I think Bruce personifies what it is to live a creative lifestyle. I mean, he's owned an agency. He has worked in the media. He's been a celebrity in his own right. He's been a DJ. He's been in bands. He really has done a wonderful job of taking the things that your brain can do and that your creativity can do and excelling in them. Great copywriter, knows media. He's had a bigger impact nationally than almost anybody in this market. I mean, you know, he was the national voice for Angry Orchards, and that's just so cool. I just really admire the way Bruce has represented our industry and represented our market through the years.
His career blossomed when he started working for Bert Levine at WROV. Bruce started doing news stories and DJ work, and in spite of all that, WROV is still in business to this day. He then went to Cox Cable, where he wrote and produced commercials for the cable company. From there, Bruce started his own advertising agency, BJ Creative, and he did very well. Right now, Bruce has been doing audio, radio, and TV voiceovers for lots of companies around the United States. Anyway, through it all, Bruce has remained creative and a very good friend. He'd do anything for you.
Long live the rough and rugged pursuers of the wildly cunning. Caesars, enter a world of opulence. Old Bay, for 75 years, it's been the can that connects us. It happened. The most famous celebration in the World Cup history was born. The Soul Embrace. We're not just part of the tradition. We are the tradition. If you think you can't get fresh for less, you don't know Dell. It's time to build your Declaration of Independence.
Master charges helping make the changes better. Master charge.
But his career really started when he became a rock and roll singer with the Royal Kings, a well-known band back in the dark ages.
I had a group called the Royal Kings, and we were looking for a lead vocalist. And we auditioned Bruce, and as soon as we heard him, we hired him because he was the guy for the job. He was excellent when we hired him.
Bruce could sing the soft stuff, and then he could turn around and belt out the soul when it was needed. He's just a great singer. I always wished I could sing like that.
Bruce is, he's a rock star.
Wind in the trees, H&C and me.
For as long as there's an ounce of strength left in my body, a smile on my face, a song in my heart, indivisible with liberty and justice for all, I'll be here 7 to midnight, weeknights on the radio station that makes you pay for the phrase, The Night Moves, on 1240 WROV.
So anyway, Bruce, you're my man. You are worthy. You are deserving. So congratulations.
Bruce, congratulations.
Congratulations, Bruce.
Way to go, Bruce. This is a long overdue honor. I'm just so glad that you received the silver medal this year.
Well, Bruce, congratulations to you, man. You certainly deserve this award. I'm proud of you, and good for you, my man.
Bruce, I'd like to say congratulations on winning the award. If anybody deserves it, you do. You worked long and hard at this craft, and I'm sure everyone knows, as I do, that you're one of the best.
Bruce, I just want you to know, man, I love you, and so do a lot of people. We really, really are so happy that you're receiving the Silver Medal Award, and it's well deserved. Congratulations.
Quiet country morning, river running by, a hot cup of coffee's waiting. I'm a coffee drinking guy. Got a happy feeling, a feeling that I'm free. Water flowing, fire glowing, wind in the trees, H&C and me, H&C